All right, everybody. So I figured I'd go over the Google Meet feature sets really quickly here and then send this out. I know we had a quick overview of them, but obviously when you're able to get hands-on time, you may notice some things that are different. I would strongly suggest you watch this all the way through, especially with parent-teacher conferences coming up. So Google has given us some new features. We're still waiting on some of the ones that we want the most. For example, breakout rooms. We don't have access to that. Nobody in the district has access to that as far as I know. My understanding is that Google's doing that rollout, not the district. So it doesn't matter how much we want them. When Google gives them to us, we'll have them. Okay, but until then, we don't. So one of the quick things to show you right out the bat is right here, this little shield, which says host controls, and it will by the name of your meeting. Now, when you have host controls, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. Whoever joins the meeting first has host controls, which also means that if somebody goes through and gets into the meeting before you, let's say you have a scheduled meeting with your kids, if your para gets in there before you do, then they will have these controls, not you. Okay, so you will not be able to do anything that I show you. The other thing to know is that the controls are not transferable. So for example, if you are in a meeting, let's say you have parent-teacher conferences, somebody has to leave 10 minutes early or whatever. Once that person leaves, nobody has those host controls anymore. So you have to have the person who has host controls has to stay all the way through. Otherwise, for example, one of the features I show you requires people to ask for access to go into the meeting. If the person who has host controls is not there, nobody can let that person into the meeting, which of course can be awkward and not super helpful for parents. So let's go through the feature sets really quickly. So the ability for individuals to share their screen or send chat messages are right here. You can easily turn that off and on. And then the other one is quick access. When turned off, anyone who isn't invited must ask to join, including people in your organization. So here's the difference between an invite and posting a link. So this is a link. If I just copy it and send it to my parents, they will not be able to join unless I let them. However, if I go into the people right here and I click add people and type in their name right in there, then they're going to be able to access it. Oh, it also looks like we have breakout rooms. That just happened, folks. I was literally in here 10 minutes ago, and we did not have breakout rooms. So we have breakout rooms now. So I am going to attempt to show you breakout rooms. I've never done them before, so we'll see how well that goes. But for right now, I'm going to show you what it looks like to have somebody join. So I've turned off my quick access, and now I'm going to ask my assistant to go ahead and join. Go ahead, Jonathan. Okay, so you can see Jonathan just asked. I can click admit, and now Jonathan is in. Okay, now one of the things to keep in mind is once that you let somebody else in to your room, that person can get back in if they exit on their own. So that can cause a little bit of a risk for you if you're doing parent-teacher conferences and the person leaves on their own. However, if you pop down here and click on the minus button and force them out, they will not be able to rejoin at a later date unless you specifically invite them. So if your parent is going through and wants to exit out on their own, don't let them. You're going to want to force them out using this right here, which will keep your that parent from popping back in at an inopportune time when you're working with a different parent. Okay. All right. Now, let's go ahead, take a quick look at breakout rooms. Now, I have never done a breakout room before. Here we go. So I have breakout room 1, which I can assign Jonathan, and I'm pretty sure that I can just drag him where I want him. So that's pretty nifty. So it says I have 2 rooms right now. Let's see how many I can make. Well, 4, 5. All right, we'll just do 5. And I can also label the rooms. So if I'm doing something like reading circle, I can do reading circle 1. And I don't know. Science unit 2. Now I'm just playing around with this, guys. This is my first time seeing it, so you're seeing how I discover these brand new things, and then I'm just going to click on create. We'll see what happens. All right, so Jonathan is now in Science Unit 2, and I can simply click on join for Science Unit 2. And now I've switched into this beautiful science unit. There's Jonathan. Now if I wanted to go to Breakout 3, I am now going into Breakout 3. Obviously, this is a great tool to use. I'm guessing I can shut down these breakout rooms, but let's go ahead and click into Breakout Rooms and see what happens. Everybody will be returned to the main room. Okay, in Breakout Room, return. Everybody gets returned back to the main room. Jonathan, did you have to click on anything to get returned to the main room, or did you just go straight back?
There was a little pop-up that said return.
Okay, did you click on it?
Yes.
Okay, so it does seem like your students do have to opt to return back to the main room. All right, so we went over a lot more than I thought we would. And then I will show you really briefly, just for those of you who are not aware, what it looks like to force someone to leave. So if I click remove Jonathan from meeting, he's gone. He can try to rejoin as much as he possibly wants. He will not be able to. Now, for those of you who may want to remove an unruly student but want to bring them back, there is a way to bring that student back. And you can do that by clicking on the add person right here. And then you can just add them in, and it sends the email. And then, Jonathan, I'm sending you an email right now. And if Jonathan clicks on that email, he will return back into the main room. So if you could do that, Jonathan. And there he is. We're back. So that's how all that works. As you can clearly see, I am learning this just like you guys are. So feel free to reach out to me with any questions, and I will do my very best to help you. Okay, bye.